Senator Ríordáin.
Good morning, and my sincere thanks to the Minister for taking the time to be here in person. In another circumstance, I'd pick through the many crushing disappointments of yesterday's budget, Nelson, but I'll save that perhaps for another time, Minister, and just speak to one, if I might, which is related to Gaeltacht courses that primary teachers in training are expected to attend. And I raised it because of a letter that Janet Sullivan TD received from a constituent who passed on to me. I just want to maybe give you a flavour of what the student herself was saying. I won't give her name, obviously. Bringing to your attention the cost of mandatory Gaeltacht courses incurred by primary student teachers. I seek your support for a reinstatement of government support for these courses in Budget 2018. And since 2012, due to cutbacks, students have had to pay for attending 2-by-2-week courses in the Gaeltacht. Although we believe it is necessary for students to attend these courses, the cost is around €1,400 per student, which is too much for students to bear. It does not include transport costs and living expenses, and this person also makes the case that while being 2 weeks away from home, you're missing out on the part-time job income that you may get during that time. Up until 2012, the cost of these fees was subsidised by the government, and that stopped at that time. Now, for an average student to save for one Gaeltacht placement, they have to work 2 8-hour shifts every weekend for 10 weeks and save all earnings. As a result, they have no money left to pay for living expenses each week. I ask you to bring this matter to the attention of the Minister for Education and Skills, Richard Bruton, and request that Budget 2018 reinstate the subsidies for these courses, which would help to alleviate the burden of these expenses on students. So you can probably, Minister, elaborate on what Budget 2018 has done in relation to this issue, but I would make one further point, if I might. I think what the USI have also called for this in their pre-budget submission for restoration of the grants for student teachers' attendance at mandatory Gaeltacht courses. Nobody is suggesting that these courses should be stopped in any way. They're very important for student teachers brushing up on their Irish language competence. But myself was involved with Marino Institute of Education in getting an initiative locally where secondary school students going to second-level DESH schools who had an interest in becoming primary school teachers, who wants to get the Irish language requirement, did grinds and tuition after school in order to get the standard requirement to go and become primary school teachers. It would really be really worrying for me to think that a disadvantaged student who was in teacher training, who then had to fork out this amount of money to go to the Gaeltacht, that would be a cost that they would have to incur themselves. So I suppose, Minister, now that we are in a better situation in terms of the economic projections and that we have more money at our disposal, what this particular student and what USI are also calling for is just to go back to where we were in 2012, where students who are attending these Gaeltacht courses, which I attended myself as a primary school teacher in training, will be subsidised as they used to be. And if it hasn't happened this budget, Minister, rather than making a kind of party political point-scoring exercise about it, can you investigate the possibility of looking at the situation and bringing back that support perhaps in the coming year? Thank you.